Welcome to the first video of our Intro to Next.js course. Before we dive into technical details, let me share a quick story. A couple of years ago, I was working on a project for a client who needed their site to load fast. Well, really fast. We had tried all sorts of optimizations, but it just wasn't cutting it. Then we switched to Next.js. Suddenly, with features like server-side rendering and static site generation, it was like the site has been given a rocket fuel. That's what Next.js brings to the table: speed, scalability, and flexibility. By the end of this video, you will be able to evaluate the advantages of Next.js that makes the preferred choice of companies like Twitch, Netflix, and Hulu, and why it's worth learning if you want to take your React skills to the next level. Trust me, it's a game changer. So, what's the big deal about Next.js? First up, server-side rendering, or SSR for short. While traditional React apps render content on the client side, which can sometimes slow things down, but with the Next.js, we get SSR out of the box, meaning your content is rendered on the server and then sent to the user's browser. Faster load times, better SEO, and overall improved performance. It's like having your own cake and eating it too. Next up, we have static site generation. If you want a static site, Next.js has you covered with static site generation. Imagine building a blog or a portfolio where the content doesn't change often. Next.js can generate static HTML pages that loads lightning fast. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a fast website? Imagine you're building a house, and instead of needing a complex blueprint for every door, you just slap a label on it and voila, it leads exactly where you want it to. That's what routing in Next.js feels like. In traditional React apps, you're setting up routing libraries, wrestling with configurations like you're assembling IKEA furniture, with missing instructions. But with Next.js, you just create new file in the page folder and boom, you've got a new route. It's as easy as naming a file. I remember spending an entire afternoon setting up routing for a React app with a library, and by the time I was done, I needed another coffee. With Next.js, routing takes minutes. No headaches, no extra caffeine required. You don't have to worry about the performance hits as your app grows. Next.js automatically splits your code into smaller bundles, so only the necessary JavaScript loads for each page. Faster websites, better user experience. Your users won't even realize how smoothly they're gliding through your app. One of the pain points with a single page applications is SEO, right? Well, with Next.js, search engines can crawl your pages easily because of that sweet server-side rendering we mentioned earlier. So, no more worrying about poor rankings on Google just because you're using a React. Now, let's talk about built-in API routes. Ever wished you had a superpower like being able to instantly create a backend API without setting up a whole new server? Well, within Next.js, you kinda do. You don't need to spin up a separate server, mess with CORS, or deal with a million config files just to create a simple API up and running. Next.js lets you create API routes directly into your project. It's like Next.js is the superhero cape you didn't know you needed. I once spent hours configuring an Express server for a basic API, and by the time I was done, it felt like I had just run a marathon. With Next.js, you can whip up an API in no time and feel like coding wizard while doing it. Seriously, it's that easy. Next.js is not just a framework, it's a game changer for React developers. With features like server-side rendering, static site generation, and automatic code splitting. It's built to make your life easier and your apps faster. Whether you're working on your personal project or building the next big thing, Next.js has got your back. So are you ready to take your React skills to the next level with Next.js? In the next video, we'll set up your first Next.js project. I have a question for you.